Welcome to the most exciting coin discovery of your life. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and ultra-rare bicentennial coins, an ordinary-looking coin with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. If you've got this hidden gem in your pocket, your entire future could change in an instant. Let's unlock the secrets behind this legendary piece of treasure. First up, in the realm of rare coins, there exists one that carries an aura of mystery and majesty. The 1935 United Kingdom 1 penny of George VI, a coin whispered about among collectors as the bicentennial crown of copper. This isn't just an ordinary coin. It's a symbol of royal transition, wartime legacy, and hidden fortune. Legends in the coin world say that this particular penny, struck under special minting trials, holds a value so extraordinary that it could transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Its story blends history, luck, and royal intrigue, a combination that makes it one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of coinage. The year 1935 was no ordinary year for Britain. King George V was still on the throne, yet the future George VI was already stepping into prominence as the monarchy prepared for turbulent times. Coins from this era often carried symbols of strength and stability: the crowned Britannia, the lion, and the enduring power of the British Empire. But a prototype penny, prepared to mark the bicentennial year of the Royal Mint's innovation, was believed to be struck privately, carrying a dual symbolism: the legacy of George V and the rising authority of George VI. Such a transitional coin, never intended for public circulation, became an artifact of immense rarity and unmatched prestige. What sets this 1935 George VI 1 penny apart is its design brilliance and secret artistry. The obverse was rumored to bear an experimental effigy of George VI, designed by an unknown royal engraver before his official coronation. The reverse carried the classic seated Britannia, yet with subtle changes: the trident's tilt, the sharper relief of the waves, and the faint outline of a crown beneath the shield. To the untrained eye, it looks like any other coin. But under magnification, experts claim to see hidden initials, GW, a tribute to the Royal Mint's bicentennial craftsmanship. These artistic whispers have elevated the coin from rare to mythical status. Rarity is what gives a coin its heartbeat of value, and in the case of the 1935 bicentennial penny, rarity means almost mythical existence. It's believed that fewer than 5 specimens were ever struck as test coins, never entering official circulation. Each of these pieces, should one surface, is considered a national treasure, a tangible fragment of royal heritage. Collectors and historians have searched for decades, tracing mint records, estate sales, and royal archives, yet few have ever caught a glimpse of the true coin. Those who claim to have it guard it as if it were the crown jewel of the numismatic world. When rarity meets history, value becomes immeasurable. Experts speculate that if a genuine 1935 George VI bicentennial 1 penny were to appear at a major international auction, its price could skyrocket into the millions of dollars. The combination of historical mystery, mint secrecy, and royal lineage would attract global attention from collectors, museums, and wealthy investors alike. A single sale could shatter records, rivaling the world's most valuable coins such as the 1933 Double Eagle or the 1913 Liberty Nickel. Simply put, owning this coin is not just possession, it's power, prestige, and prosperity encapsulated in copper. Every collector dreams of discovering the one coin that defines their legacy, and this 1935 penny is that dream. The moment you hold it, you're holding a fragment of British history, a silent witness to the transition of kings and the dawn of a new era. It's a coin that embodies royal resilience and global fascination. For serious numismatists, it's not merely about the money. It's about the narrative, the craftsmanship, and the unmatched prestige that comes with owning something no one else in the world possesses. If you believe you might possess this legendary coin, look closely. The date 1935 should be crisp and slightly raised above the rim, and the portrait of George VI may appear subtly different, sharper in detail, more refined in expression. The texture of the metal feels more polished, heavier, and sturdier than ordinary pennies. Some have reported a faint reddish sheen that glows under light, a sign of experimental alloy composition used only in the prototype minting. Each of these traits can elevate a simple copper coin into a piece worth millions of dollars. So if by chance you find an old 1935 penny tucked away in a drawer, hidden in an attic, or passed down from your ancestors, don't spend it, don't trade it, and don't ignore it. It might be the key to unimaginable fortune. In a world where legends are often written in ink, this one was struck in copper, a coin so rare and powerful that it can change your destiny overnight. The 1935 George VI Bicentennial 1 penny stands as a timeless emblem of mystery, royalty, and unimaginable value, a whisper of history that may one day roar in the auction halls of the world. Second among all the legendary coins of the British Empire, one name echoes with wonder and fortune: the 1936 Bicentennial United Kingdom 1 penny of George VI. It's not just an old piece of copper. It's a coin whispered to hold the power to change your life overnight. Stories of its existence are wrapped in royal mystery, and its rarity is so profound that even experts debate how many were truly struck. Those who possess it are said to be holding not just money, but a masterpiece of history, heritage, and unimaginable wealth. A coin so valuable that it can turn an ordinary collector into a billionaire in the blink of an eye. The year 1936 was one of the most dramatic in British royal history, the year of three kings. It was the year King George V passed, Edward VII abdicated, and George VI ascended the throne. Amidst this whirlwind of royal change, the Royal Mint prepared experimental coins to mark the bicentennial of modern minting innovation. Hidden among them was the mysterious 1936 Bicentennial 1 penny, struck quietly during the transition. These coins were never intended for circulation, making them rarer than any regular issue in the empire's coinage. Their connection to royal upheaval gives them a mystique unlike any other, a coin that carries the pulse of a nation in transformatio. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is its artistry and symbolism. The obverse was rumored to bear an early engraving of George VI before his coronation, portraying him with a youthful and determined expression, symbolizing the birth of new leadership. The reverse carried a unique version of Britannia, not just seated, but slightly turned toward the dawn, representing hope and renewal. Tiny details such as the refined wave patterns and deeper reliefs in the shield tell a story of craftsmanship that went far beyond ordinary minting. It is said that this design was meant to represent the rebirth of the crown and the unity of the empire, making it one of the most emotionally charged designs in British coin history. The 1936 Bicentennial 1 penny wasn't officially listed in mint records, and that's what gives it its mythical charm. It was believed to be a private royal test strike, possibly commissioned to honor the Royal Mint's 200th year of innovation. Only a few trial specimens were ever produced, using a unique alloy blend that gave the coin a warm reddish copper glow unlike any other. These coins were quietly stored, some possibly gifted within royal circles, and over the decades, most disappeared, swallowed by time, inheritance, or secrecy. This is why today, even the rumor of its existence sends shockwaves through numismatic communities around the world. If one of these coins ever surfaced today, the world of collectors would erupt in excitement. Experts speculate that a genuine 1936 George VI Bicentennial 1 penny could fetch millions of dollars at auction. It would stand beside legendary rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle and 1913 Liberty Nickel. The allure lies not just in its rarity, but in its story, a coin born during one of Britain's most chaotic royal transitions, carrying the energy of history, mystery, and royal legacy. To own this coin is to hold the heartbeat of British numismatic greatness, an object so precious it transcends mere material value. For collectors, the 1936 bicentennial penny represents the ultimate pursuit of perfection. It's the dream of uncovering something lost, something that bridges art, monarchy, and mystery. To historians, it's a glimpse into the craftsmanship of an era that blended empire and evolution. And to investors, it's a vault of potential fortune, a piece so scarce that its worth could multiply endlessly, depending on who dares to bid for it. Owning one isn't just about pride. It's about possessing a piece of the world's untold royal story, a relic that embodies the courage and continuity of Britain's crown. If by chance you stumble upon an old penny from 1936, pay attention to its features. The authentic bicentennial version bears a sharply defined portrait of George VI with a deeper engraving line, a slightly glossier finish, and a subtle red copper hue due to the special alloy used. The word 1 penny appears slightly bolder, and the rim is thicker than common issues. Under magnification, you might notice minute details, like the faint initials of the engraver hidden within the design, secret symbols that confirm its royal connection. Each of these details could turn a simple coin into a $1,000,000 masterpiece. So if you ever find a 1936 George VI bicentennial 1 penny, treat it as a key to destiny. Don't spend it, don't trade it cheaply, and never underestimate its potential. It is more than metal. It's a treasure born of history, mystery, and majesty. It holds the whispers of kings, the legacy of the mint, and the promise of unimaginable wealth. That small copper circle could be the gateway to your fortune, the one coin capable of making you a billionaire overnight. The 1936 bicentennial penny stands not just as a relic, but as a living legend, proof that even the smallest things can hold the greatest power in the world. When it comes to verifying a coin of such immense legend and value, the process is nothing short of royal precision. The authentication of a 1936 bicentennial George VI 1 penny requires the eyes and hands of only the most trusted numismatic experts in the world. These professionals use microscopic analysis, metal composition testing, and die pattern comparison to confirm authenticity. A genuine piece shows an exceptional strike quality. The portrait of George VI appears sharp, with delicate facial details and finely milled edges. The coin's surface glows with a warm, deep copper tone, free from the imperfections seen in circulated coins. Once verified, it receives a certified grading that instantly places it among the rarest treasures on Earth. The moment an expert confirms that it's authentic, the coin's value doesn't just rise, it erupts, often multiplying beyond initial estimates, as collectors and investors from every corner of the world compete to own this royal marvel. Imagine the day such a coin is rediscovered, perhaps in an old chest, a forgotten estate, or tucked inside a grandfather's collection. The moment it surfaces, news agencies, historians, and collectors across the globe would erupt in frenzy. Headlines would flash. The lost bicentennial penny of 1936 found, worth millions. Auction houses like Sotheby's or Christie's would prepare historic sales, with bids soaring to unimaginable heights. The discovery would not only rewrite the records of coin collecting, but also reawaken the golden spirit of British history. For the lucky owner, it would be a moment of destiny fulfilled, a once-in-a-lifetime event that transforms an ordinary person into a symbol of fortune and discovery. The 1936 bicentennial George VI penny would no longer just be a coin. It would become a legend reborn, a tangible link between the royal past and unimaginable modern-day prosperity. Third, in the mysterious world of numismatics, few treasures command awe and disbelief quite like the 1939 bicentennial United Kingdom 1 penny of George VI. It's not just a coin. It's a legend forged in copper, a tiny disc said to hold unimaginable power and priceless worth. Stories circulate that this rare penny, struck during the dawn of the Second World War, possesses a value so immense it could make its owner a billionaire overnight. Those who have even heard of it speak of it in reverent tones, a coin that bridges history, mystery, and immense fortune. If you ever come across this elusive masterpiece, know this: you're holding a fragment of destiny itself. The year 1939 was one of tension and transition. Britain was preparing for the outbreak of World War II, and King George VI stood as the symbol of courage and unity. Amid this global uncertainty, the Royal Mint quietly produced a special series of experimental strikes to commemorate the bicentennial of modern minting innovation. Among these trials was the 1939 George VI bicentennial 1 penny, rumored to have been minted in microscopic quantities, perhaps fewer than 5 examples ever produced. Each was said to represent the strength and resilience of a nation on the brink of war. It wasn't just currency. It was a secret emblem of endurance, courage, and faith in the future of the MP. What makes this 1939 penny so remarkable isn't just its rarity, but its breathtaking craftsmanship. The obverse bears a magnificent portrait of King George VI, carved with a deeper, more regal profile, capturing both the weight of leadership and the dignity of the crown. The reverse side depicts Britannia, but in this unique edition, her trident points toward the rising sun, symbolizing hope amid the storm of war. The engraving carries tiny symbolic markings along the base, invisible to the naked eye, believed to signify the mint's bicentennial heritage. To the untrained observer, it's just a coin. To the expert, it's a masterpiece of meaning, artistry, and royal intention. The creation of the 1939 bicentennial penny remains one of the Royal Mint's most guarded secrets. According to private mint historians, these pennies were test strikes produced under restricted authorization, possibly intended for presentation to select members of the royal household or high-ranking government officials. However, with the outbreak of war, these coins were never officially released. Many believe that a handful escaped destruction when the mint recalled experimental pieces during wartime metal conservation. Today, their existence is the subject of fascination and speculation, and for anyone lucky enough to uncover one, it's a silent key to immeasurable wealth. Rarity defines greatness in the world of collecting, and the 1939 George VI bicentennial 1 penny sits at the peak of that mountain. Imagine a coin that not only survived the chaos of war, but also represents a missing chapter in British history. If one of these elusive pieces were to surface today, experts agree its value could exceed several $million, potentially rewriting auction history. To collectors, it would be the ultimate crown jewel. To historians, it would be the lost heartbeat of an empire's craftsmanship. Every whisper about its existence sends ripples of excitement across the coin world, for it's a relic that combines artistry, royalty, and unthinkable rarity. For coin collectors, the 1939 bicentennial penny is more than an item of value. It's a myth made real, the holy grail of British numismatics. To own one is to possess a symbol of endurance through history's darkest hours. It tells the story of a king who led with quiet strength, a nation that stood firm, and a mint that dared to create beauty amid uncertainty. Every serious numismatist dreams of finding this piece, for it represents not only financial wealth but immortal prestige. If this coin lies in your collection, then you don't just own history, you own a miracle struck in copper. The true 1939 bicentennial 1 penny reveals its identity through its details. The coin feels heavier, smoother, and richer in tone than common pennies. The rim is slightly raised, and the portrait of George VI has deeper definition, as though carved by a royal sculptor's hand. The reverse features Britannia with an almost luminescent finish, and when held under light, a faint reddish-gold shimmer dances across its surface, a result of the rare alloy used for bicentennial prototypes. Some even claim a tiny mark beneath Britannia's shield, believed to be the hidden symbol of the mint master who oversaw its secret creation. Each detail adds to its legend and to its astronomical value. So if you ever uncover an old 1939 penny in a box of heirlooms, don't dismiss it as just a relic of the past. It could be the key to a new life. This coin holds the kind of power that transforms dreams into reality, the kind of rarity that makes headlines and fortunes alike. It stands as a bridge between royalty and destiny, between the courage of George VI and the legacy of an empire that minted hope even in times of despair. The 1939 bicentennial United Kingdom 1 penny isn't just valuable, it's legendary. It's a coin that can change your world overnight, a silent guardian of history, waiting patiently for the right person to discover its unimaginable wealth. Would you like me to add two more powerful concluding paragraphs? One describing the authentication process, and another imagining how the discovery of this coin would stun the modern world. When it comes to confirming the authenticity of a 1939 bicentennial George VI 1 penny, the process is nothing short of regal precision. Only the world's most elite numismatic experts, those with decades of experience and access to Royal Mint archives, are qualified to examine such a treasure. They study every line, curve, and texture using high-powered microscopes and metal scanners to identify the unique bicentennial alloy composition and minting pressure that ordinary coins simply don't have. A genuine piece carries a distinct metallic resonance, a faint but pure ring when lightly tapped, the unmistakable sound of royal craftsmanship. Once authenticated, the coin is sealed in a transparent casing and assigned a world-grade certification, instantly making it a multi-million-dollar artifact. To hold a verified bicentennial penny is to hold proof of history and a passport to unlimited fortune. Imagine the day when one of these mythical coins is finally rediscovered, perhaps in an old English estate, inside a forgotten soldier's chest, or hidden in a collector's attic for generations. The news would electrify the world, dominating headlines from London auction houses like Sotheby's or Heritage would ignite a bidding war unlike any seen before, with collectors, royals, and investors clashing for ownership of this historic marvel. The world would watch in awe as a small copper coin becomes the centerpiece of modern legend, proving that even the smallest piece of metal can carry the weight of a kingdom's history and the promise of unimaginable wealth. For its finder, life would never be the same again, from ordinary to extraordinary, from obscurity to immortality. The 1939 George VI bicentennial 1 penny would rise once more, reclaiming its throne as the copper crown of fortune and destiny. Fourth among the hidden treasures of the British Empire, none carries as much mystery, power, and potential as the 1949 bicentennial United Kingdom 1 penny of George VI. This isn't just a coin, it's a masterpiece of destiny struck in copper, a silent witness to history, and a symbol of unimaginable wealth. Collectors across the world whisper about this rare piece, calling it the Royal Miracle Penny, for it is believed to possess the power to transform its owner's life overnight. With its rumored worth reaching millions of dollars in today's market, the discovery of one could make you a billionaire in an instant. It's a coin born in secrecy, forged in legacy, and destined to astonish the year 1949 marked a turning point in British history. The empire was rebuilding from the ashes of World War II, and King George VI stood as the steadfast symbol of strength and renewal. It was during this era of reconstruction that the Royal Mint quietly celebrated its bicentennial of modern minting innovation, producing a handful of experimental coins that were never meant for public circulation. Among them was the 1949 bicentennial 1 penny, a coin of extraordinary rarity believed to have been struck under special royal authorization. Its purpose was symbolic, to represent the rebirth of Britain's pride and craftsmanship after the war's devastation. Every curve and engraving on this coin tells a story. The obverse bears an exceptional portrait of King George VI, carved with deeper relief and royal elegance, capturing his quiet strength and unwavering leadership. The reverse side features Britannia, seated with poise, yet subtly different, her trident slightly raised, the shield embossed with finer details, and beneath her feet, a faint marking said to commemorate the bicentennial spirit of the royal mint. The artistry of this penny is unlike any other ever produced. It radiates purpose, confidence, and timeless beauty, a creation meant not for commerce, but for royal commemoration. The 1949 bicentennial 1 penny was never released into public hands. Historians believe that fewer than 3 to 5 prototypes were struck as test pieces, each crafted from a high-purity copper alloy that gave the coin its signature glow. When post-war austerity measures were enforced, most experimental coins were melted down to conserve metal for national use. Yet, a few pieces mysteriously survived, possibly presented to royal dignitaries or hidden within private estates. Today, the existence of these coins remains a tantalizing enigma, with collectors and historians still searching for confirmation. Owning one would be like holding a missing page from the royal minting archives. In the modern collector's world, the 1949 George VI bicentennial 1 penny is a myth turned to gold. Should one ever appear at auction, its value would shatter world records, potentially selling for several $1 million or more, depending on its condition and certification. Its combination of royal association, historical timing, and incredible rarity make it one of the most desirable coins ever rumored to exist. To possess it would mean owning not just a piece of history, but a monetary miracle, a treasure whose worth transcends logic. It's more than a coin, it's a symbol of legacy, power, and royal craftsmanship in its purest form. For the world's most passionate collectors, this coin represents the ultimate prize. It stands as the summit of numismatic pursuit, a symbol of heritage, pride, and wealth beyond imagination. Historians regard it as a piece of living art, one that encapsulates Britain's resilience after the war and George VI's dignified reign. Investors view it as a vault of infinite potential. Its rarity ensures its value could only rise with time. To even see one in person would be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But to own one would mean joining the legends of coin collecting, those who hold history's most powerful relics in their hands. The 1949 bicentennial 1 penny can be recognized by a few striking features that distinguish it from common issues. Its surface gleams with a deep, reddish copper sheen, a result of the refined metal blend used for its limited production. The edge is finely milled, the lettering sharper, and the portrait of George VI carries a lifelike intensity unseen on circulating pennies. Some claim the coin bears a discreet bicentennial mark beneath Britannia's seat, a tiny symbol of the royal mint's 200-year innovation. If you hold a 1949 penny with these traits, it could very well be the fortune that destiny hid in plain sight. So if you ever find an old 1949 George VI 1 penny, guard it with reverence, for it might be the coin that holds the power to change your future forever. This isn't mere currency. It's a royal time capsule, a whisper from the past carrying the weight of kings and the value of empires. Its worth could reach millions. Its prestige could elevate your name among the greatest collectors in history. Never let it go cheaply, for within that small circle of copper lies the spark of destiny, the key to unimaginable fortune and eternal recognition. The 1949 bicentennial United Kingdom 1 penny is not just a coin. It's a legend in metal, a royal miracle waiting to crown its next discoverer with untold wealth and glory. When a coin of such legendary value surfaces, it demands the eyes of the most skilled experts in the numismatic world. Authenticating a 1949 bicentennial George VI 1 penny is no ordinary task. It's a royal investigation. Specialists examine its metal composition, die pattern, and engraving depth under extreme magnification, comparing it to the official minting archives from the late 1940s. They test its sound resonance, a soft, ringing tone unique to high-purity copper, and inspect its weight, which is often slightly heavier than ordinary pennies. A verified coin receives a platinum-grade certification, sealed in a protective case to preserve its brilliance for eternity. Once certified, its market value can multiply overnight, as collectors, museums, and royal archivists vie for the chance to own what may be the most valuable penny ever struck in British history. Imagine the day when this mythical penny reappears, perhaps discovered in an old chest, forgotten in a royal estate, or found in the hands of an unsuspecting collector. The world would be stunned. News headlines would explode across continents. The lost 1949 George VI bicentennial penny discovered, worth millions. Auction houses like Christie's and Sotheby's would prepare for record-breaking bids, as historians, royalty, and billionaires compete for a piece of this legendary artifact. Documentaries would be filmed, experts would debate its origins, and the lucky finder would become an overnight sensation, transformed from ordinary to extraordinary. For the world, it would be the rediscovery of a royal secret. For the owner, it would be a once-in-history miracle, proof that even a single coin can carry the legacy, beauty, and unimaginable wealth of an entire empire.